Welcome back to our YouTube channel here. So listen, I feel like it's been a little while since I've uploaded, even though that's not true. Like, I literally upload every week, but I don't know if you guys noticed that my pattern, like when it comes to discussion videos, I only upload like once a week. But when it comes to like the training videos that I do them about twice a week. So being as though last week was a discussion, well, it was a day in my life type of video, which I really enjoyed doing, but I only uploaded one video last week. So it makes me feel like I've been gone for a while, but I really haven't. There is no method to my madness. I just kind of wrote down 10 tips. Hopefully I can keep it kind of organized for you all. All right, so before we get into this video, I do want to just give you all a shout out because you are really amazing. I don't know if you saw my community post, because now I've activated community posts, so I'm so excited about that. But I put up a post that, you know, now I have about maybe 1,200 something subscribers. I'm gonna have to get the exact number. I'll put it up here on a screen. But I asked you guys for 600 more subscribers on April 15th. I asked you guys for that by May 15th, and you guys did it by the beginning of May. Like, I woke up to that 1,200 that day and I was just like, listen, my Unorthodox family is just y'all really be showing out. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. 10 things to kind of keep in mind when you're signing up for signing services. I have my trusty tablet here, so I'm gonna be, you know, looking down, getting the tips here. So let's go ahead and get started. The tip number 1. This is the most important because this is basically going to determine how much work you're gonna get, right? So you have to make sure that your profile is complete. And it is one of the most basic things, but it really matters because you can get signings, but depending on the type of signing services that you are signed up with, you won't get picked with them if you have an incomplete profile. Tip number 2 is to go ahead and email the signing services. You want to basically get on their radar. You want to stay in communication while your profiles are being updated and verified. And you also want to just basically send them an email introducing yourself, letting them know the areas that you service, your specialties, you know, loan modifications, refinances, things like that. And just basically let them know that you're willing to go above and beyond. I think that that's one of the good ways to kind of like, you know, just to ease on in there gracefully with them also knowing who you are, and also it will help them to go ahead and approve your profile faster. It's not mandatory, you know, your profile is going to get approved regardless unless there's other things that they need from you, but I just think that it's a good idea to email them and introduce yourself, because you never know who might respond to that email and what they're able to do for you based on the email that you sent. Tip number 3 is to make sure that you keep up with who you are signing up with. Make sure you write it down somewhere. Make sure that you keep your emails organized. Create a separate email for your notary, because those people that you are signing up with, you want to make sure that you follow up with them. I would say within a week or 2 is a really good time frame to start following up with signing services. If you haven't received any signings, if you are still waiting on your profiles to be verified, things like that, make sure you follow up, because again, if you're not sending emails, you're not following up, you know, how are they supposed to know who you are? Yes, you're going to get notifications, but basically trying to say that you should get on the back end of things, you know, let them know who you are so that you can start preparing yourself to getting notifications from, you know, maybe a scheduler directly, which I'm going to talk about a little later on in the video. Tip number 4. So you're going to start receiving signings, right? When you get those signings and let's say you're not chosen for it and your profile is up to par, you've been receiving emails, you've been emailing them, trying to stay on their radar and things like that. What you can do in addition to that is when you receive those sign-in notifications but you aren't chosen for them, give them a call. Say, hey, I saw that you just put out a signing and I am available for that particular signing. And if they're like, oh, you know, actually we already assigned that to someone, So then you go ahead and you say, okay, well, is there any other signings that may be available within my area that you don't have assigned yet? And majority of the time, they're gonna go ahead right then and there and look. So 9 times out of 10, if you make those phone calls, you will get a signing. You know, don't just sit there and wait for the signing to fall in your lap. Just go out for it and gotta at that point hope for the best. Tip number 5 is to sign up with at least the minimum of 20 signing services. Now that might sound like a lot, but it really isn't. If you do at least 2 to 3 a day, you could be finished signing up with 20 in like a week, maybe even less, depending on, you know, the scope of your time that you have. But the minimum is at least 20. I know some people say the maximum is like 100. Yeah, I don't think that anyone can sign up with 100, and not even that. I think that once you're at the point where you're probably at like about 20 or 30, there really isn't going to be a need for you to probably sign up with more, because most likely you at that time have at least 2 to 3 that are consistently sending you signings. So you're not going to say, oh, you know what, let me go ahead and sign up for more. But, you know, you should, to not limit your money, but at the same time, it's like, it's not really being realistic. Like, once you see that you're getting money from these signing services, you ain't really going to be sitting there trying to sign up with 100 companies. Let's just be honest. So I say at least a minimum of 20 to 25 should be like a good range. So tip number 6, when you are finally assigned that signing, right? Make sure that you're keeping everyone updated. That is very, very important, because the people that are assigning you these signings, they want to make sure that they can trust you. Yes, you are an independent contractor. You don't have to check in with anyone, but you should check in. And the reason being is because you want these people, again, to be able to trust you. Say, you know, I know that Tyler is going to do this signing properly because she checks in with us. You know, she checks in with the borrower when she's supposed to. She lets us know that she checked in with them. She lets us know when she gets to the signing. She lets us know when the signing is over. She lets us know when she has mailed the paperwork. You know, so you want to keep them updated at every step, especially if you're trying to get on their radar as someone that they are constantly in contact with. Because it happens, trust me. One of my notary friends and me, we kept contacting the same person over and over. And at that point, they're calling us like, hey, are you available for this signing? And we're like, yeah. Why? Because they know that we're going to do our job. That leads me to tip number 7, right? Whenever you are scheduled a signing, actually, I kind of see the flow that I'm going with on this. I thought that it wasn't a method to my madness, but there kind of is. But tip number 7 is you want to make sure that when you actually do get assigned that signing, right? You're going to get an email, and it's going to say scheduler, let's say Amy Sams, right? Scheduler Jeffrey Jackson. So you want to make sure that those are the people that you keep in contact with right there. You want to email them back, see if they have a personal number listed there as well. Email them, call them, let them know like, hey, you know, I did this signing. If there are any other signings that you might have in my particular area, 50 miles within my area, 100 miles, whatever, however far you're willing to go, just say, hey, I would like to be your preferred notary. If it's possible, you know, you can just give me a direct call. I'm always going to be available. Even if you're not going to always be available, just tell them that you're always going to be available. Tip number 8, right? This one might be important. I don't think that a lot of people really keen in on this one until something happens where they now are like, dang, I should have kept those text messages. But listen, always keep receipts. Always keep receipts. Text messages, emails from schedulers, the signing services, the borrower, always keep receipts, because let me tell you, a borrower can say that you did something or that you didn't do something, and then they will tell the signing service, and now the signing service is looking at you like you're crazy. and you're like, no, that never happened, but you don't have any receipts. You don't have no text messages, no nothing. So just make sure that you keep everything. It kind of leads me to another tip that I think I want to kind of talk about in another video, but some people, I know me personally, I scan even when it's not required. I don't want to get too deep into it. All right, don't want to get too deep into it, but saving yourself, because some people they just not like in head. I don't know what it is. So tip number 9 is to know your worth. Okay, a lot of these signing services, which this is gonna actually also be another video, but a lot of these signing services are trying to lowball us because there are a lot of new notaries that are just accepting any fee, and we don't work like that. We're contracted. We're independent contractors. We don't work for $20. Okay, this is why we have our own business. We don't work for $20. We don't work for $40. We work for $100 and above, maybe $80 and above, but we do not work for $20. So know your worth. You know, don't just accept a signing because you want the experience. You know, there are going to be companies out there that pay you what you deserve, and I say a good pay fee is around $85, $95 and above. Anything lower than that, especially with distance, it's getting a little tricky. Like I said, I will do a separate video about this because when it comes to payments, it's a very touchy subject, but just know your worth. Don't accept anything, and just keep your receipts. That way you can back up everything that you have to say. And that's all I gotta say about that one for right now, but I'm definitely gonna do a separate video about that. Tip number 10, right, is to just be patient, okay? Just be patient. Just understand that it's gonna be a journey. I personally did not get my first signing until 30 days. And that's because, to be honest with you, I didn't have anyone to give me these tips, right? So I would say that these are some very, very important tips that I wish I would have known prior to signing up with signing services that would have cut some of that time in half. I don't want it to take that long for you. That's why I'm doing this video, but understand that, you know, you might not get a signing the first week, the first 2 weeks, but hopefully by that 3rd or 4th week, you definitely will get a signing and you're going to do great at it. It's really good and really rewarding when you finally get your first signing and you just do so bomb at it. Watch my training videos. I'm gonna put it there. I don't know which side it pops up on, but I'm gonna go ahead and put a link to all those videos right there. Watch this video, keep these tips in mind, and just be easy, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Every time I upload a video, I just love YouTube so much. I love it here. I don't think that I'm ever gonna stop YouTube. I feel like I'm a full-time YouTuber. I think you can definitely say that. I upload pretty frequently and I'm pretty consistent. So I'm going to consider myself a full-time YouTuber, and I'm very, very, very happy and excited with this journey, and I cannot wait to see where it takes me. So if you guys can just help me out with the algorithm, again, like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe to my channel so that we can keep on unlocking great things on YouTube here for us. Now I got the community post, and then obviously being monetized. So those are my goals. I hope that you guys can help me get there, and thank you so much for tuning in, watching this video. I will see you in my next video. As y'all know, I film multiple videos in one day, so if you see me wearing the same thing in my next video, I filmed it all in one day.